Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today in this video, we'll be talking about the most widely used framework in software engineering, that is the Scrum model. If you are a stakeholder, a coder, a QA, or a project manager, understanding Scrum is crucial for delivering high quality softwares that matches the customer's requirements, especially in today's time where the requirement keeps on changing until the final product is delivered to the customer. In the next few minutes, I'll guide you through what Scrum is, how to implement it, and the benefits a team and an organization that can reap out of it. Before jumping directly into Scrum, let's first understand why Scrum. In 1990s, something happened which revolutionized the way we work. Something called as internet revolution happened, and many businesses started moving towards internet and digital space. This increased a lot of competition in the market, and due to the changing technology, it became very important for the businesses to stay relevant and deliver products which best suited the prevailing market needs. So, agile ways of working came into picture, which are based on four values and 12 principles as mentioned in the Agile Manifesto. Scrum is one of the many agile frameworks which is derived from the Agile Manifesto. Scrum focuses on delivering a product keeping customer satisfaction as its core. In Scrum, teams focus on collaboration, responding to change, and delivering high value incrementally. It is structured in a way that it helps the teams to respond to change quickly and effectively. But how are teams able to achieve this? While following Scrum, the teams break the entire work into smaller manageable chunks and deliver them to the customer in an iterative manner. Meaning, they first deliver a minimum viable product, which nowadays is also called as minimum lovable product. So they deliver this minimum lovable product to the customer, allowing them to have a look and feel of the working model of the product and test it. Now, this minimum lovable product is just 15 to 20% of the total capability of the product, just enough to allow the customers to share a feedback whether the development is going on in the right direction or not. If the direction is correct, they continue to build the product, and if it is not, the development team pivots and corrects the product as per the feedback it receives from the customer. You must have heard the term sprint when it comes to Scrum or Agile. When we say the product is broken down into smaller chunks and delivered in iterations or incrementally, these iterations are called sprints, which typically lasts 1 to 4 weeks. This duration of sprints depends on the nature of the project, but more on the frequency of feedback a development team seeks from the customer for course correction. Scrum allows to continuously deliver features, get feedback, and adjust their courses as needed. Let's also have a look at the artifacts which are used in a Scrum framework. The first one is product backlog. A product backlog is a prioritized list of tasks and features which is usually derived during the discovery session. It's a list of features and capabilities of a product being developed. And the biggest feature about product backlog is that it continues to grow as the product develops and the team gains more clarity on the product and the market conditions. Then we have sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is the list of tasks the Scrum team pulls from the product backlog and aims to complete in a particular sprint. Then we have increment. An increment is the work or the working software which the development team develops at the end of the sprint, which it showcases to the stakeholders and the customers for a feedback or a review. Now, let's talk about the different roles in a Scrum team. A Scrum team comprises of a product owner, Scrum Master, and the development team. Product owner is the one who owns the product. He or she talks to the customer, gathers all the information required for the creation of the product, and creates a product backlog. He or she is also responsible for prioritizing this product backlog. In a nutshell, the main responsibility of a product owner is to maximize outcome of the team. Next is the Scrum Master. Scrum Master is the one who needs to ensure that all the Scrum practices and processes are followed by the team. Coming from the acronym SM, we also call Scrum Master as the Sankat Mochan of the team, as he or she is the one responsible for removing impediments of the team. Scrum Master also coaches the team members if required. He or she also safeguards the team from getting overburnt and exhausted, hence the Sankat Mochan of the team. But the overall responsibility of a Scrum Master is to maximize efficiency of the Scrum team. The development team is a cross-functional team which is responsible to deliver the work. This team consists of coders, QAs, and sometimes even DevOps engineers. The idea of having a cross-functional team is to be able to develop a product without being dependent on any team outside of the Scrum team. The main work of the development team is to convert the requirements available in the backlog to a working model. Now, let's have a look at all the events that should happen while following a Scrum framework. There are 5 events that should happen in a Scrum framework, 1 out of which is optional and 4 are mandatory. These events are sprint planning, daily sync up or daily scrum, mid-sprint grooming, sprint review, and sprint retrospection. All these events in Scrum are time boxed, meaning they should not go beyond a certain time limit, which is a time management technique that helps the Scrum teams stay focused and efficient during each meeting or event. Let's talk about sprint planning. After the product backlog is created during this discovery session, the first day of sprint starts with the sprint planning. Here, the Scrum team meets and the product owner discusses what work the team needs to complete in a coming sprint. For a 2-week sprint, the sprint planning should not go beyond 4 hours. Next is daily scrum or daily sync up. A daily sync up is a short 15 minutes meeting where all the developers and Scrum Master meet every day to track the progress and understand how much work is remaining by knowing from each of the team members 3 questions. That is, what they did the previous day, what is the plan for the current day, and if there are any impediments or blockers. After that, there is a mid-sprint grooming session. This is an optional ceremony where the Scrum team meets during the mid of the sprint and product owner showcases the upcoming stories to the development team. The idea here is to identify and remove the impediments before the next sprint starts. Here, the development team can get their queries or doubts rectified and the Scrum Master can work ahead of time to get the blockers and dependencies removed. This is a heads up for the development team on what work is coming in the next sprint. This ensures continuity of work without any breakage. Next is the sprint review. In sprint review, the development team demonstrates the working model of what they have developed in the sprint to the stakeholders as well as the customers, if they are available. The intention of the sprint review is to collect feedback of the development product, of the developed product. And for a 2-week sprint, sprint review should not exceed 2 hours. The next one and the last one is sprint retrospective. So sprint retrospective is the last event of the sprint, meaning the sprint ends at this event. Here, the team discusses and identifies the drawbacks, including the work, the documents, or even the process, and comes up with the actionable items to ensure improvement in the next sprint. For a 2 week sprint, a retrospection meeting should not last for more than 1 hour 30 minutes. Let's try to understand how products are developed using Scrum with a small example. Imagine if we had to create an app or a web page for an online shopping company similar to Amazon. The Scrum team starts with brainstorming and creating a product backlog by doing a discovery session. Here, the team comes up with a customer journey, also called as a list of epics. These epics are nothing but the capabilities of the app. This may include features like onboarding, authorization, profile setup, notifications, listing of products or services, and payments, and the list goes on. Once the outline of the features is identified, the team breaks down these features or capabilities to small and manageable work, which can be delivered in each iteration. Say the team starts working on it, and during sprint 1, the team focuses on onboarding and setting up profile. This includes adding addresses and other details and delivers this product with a login feature to the customer. In sprint 2, they include the product list, create a checkout page, and include capabilities of making payments using UPI and cash on delivery. By sprint 3, the team would have gathered the feedback, added all the features, and refined the design based on the customer feedback. In the following sprints, they include other payment options like credit card, which includes integration of payment gateways, etc. Then they add sorting features like sorting by highest rated, sorting by the fastest deliverable, and so on. They continue to pick a new feature in each sprint and deliver the project in an iterative manner and refine the product as per the customer feedback until the final product is delivered. By following this approach, the teams make sure that the customer feedback is collected and after each iteration and implemented in each delivery. This builds a trust of the customer as they get to see a working model of the product that matches their requirements. Say, by using Sprint, the team is able to launch a functional product or an app in just 5 months by continuously adapting to the customer feedback, hence reducing time to market. Hope this video helped you to get clarity on Scrum and how your team can implement it. Do let us know in the comment section which other topics you would want us to cover in the future videos.